Okay. And now we're back. Literally the most ghetto, the most annoying, y'all. Technical difficulties. You would think that this is like a Oprah production. Technical difficulties. I'm like, the people aren't going to get the art.
Oh. But the remix
We
is
were
so good.
talking about, were we do's and don'ts?
We're talking about do's and don'ts. And do are we starting over with the do's and don'ts?
No, I genuinely don't even remember where you were because you were saying something good. We were talking about
The girl that was
pictures.
catfishing. So one don't, I said, do be honest. And we're
Okay.
talking about the young lady who went on a date and her pictures didn't look anything like the way she showed up. She looked a
Absolutely.
hot mess on the date. And the dude asked for the money back at the end of the date because it's a total mismatch. And I was like, be honest about, there's somebody who likes you. There's a lid for every pot. So if you got a fupa, show it. If you, you know what I'm saying?
Put it all out there.
Put it all out there. Somebody might like it, but don't be trying to hide it.
And they can't all be Le Cruzettes and all clads, okay? Some of y'all got IKEA pots, and that is okay.
Ooh,
Go get you an IKEA lid.
right. There's an IKEA lid waiting for you, looking for you, but can't find you because you in the wrong, you looking for the wrong thing.
In Bloomingdale's with a $50 Le Creuset gift card, okay? It's not gonna work. It's not happening, ma'am. Where do you stand on the money borrowing situation? We know your lovely Bravo sister, Miss Shannon Bedore, just recently broke up with that man that she was with for 3 years that she ain't know nothing about. And now that they're broken up, now that he is in a new relationship, he spit in the block and said, I let you borrow some money for a facelift. I want that back.
Mm, that's
Should we
tricky.
be borrow? Me personally, I don't want to borrow nothing from nobody who's not my husband. So if we don't have no same last name, you're gonna keep yours and I'm gonna keep mine. If it's a gift, it's a gift.
Well, I do. I feel like in a relationship, you can give gifts. Um, yeah, it gets kind of sticky. I think he gave her like, what was it? It was like 38,000. It was a lot of money.
Yeah, it was big money.
Or yeah, it might have been close to 70. It might have been 70,000. It was a lot of money. Because she had one procedure and then she went back and did something else. But at that point, you knew you weren't getting that money back. If you gave her an additional money, you knew you weren't getting that money back. And honestly, I think that probably was a gift when they were dating, and he's just trying to get it back now that they're broken up. That's what it sounded like to me. Because if you
It's
loan somebody
definitely
something,
giving he's got a humiliation kink and he wants to humiliate her
right?
because she was on it's that man I don't like, Jeff Lewis, on
Oh,
his serious Jeff, if you're watching, this isn't new news to you, boo. Uh, but she was on his show and she was breaking down the timeline of how long it's been since I borrowed the money, and then how long it's been since we've been separated. And now you're circling back now
yes,
that the cameras are up.
yes.
Listen, if you can't afford it, then
He
just
could
don't buy
he
it.
could afford it. He could afford it. You don't loan somebody a loan on top of a loan, right? If I already owe you for the 30,000, why would you give me 40 more? He gave her that money fair and square as a gift because they were in a relationship. Now he's just coming back to say, "Oh, but I gave you this money just to keep." He wanted her.
He coming back because Jesus drugs need it. He said, I gotta reinvest. I gotta flip the plastic surgery money.
Right,
Jesus
exactly.
Jugs is going to need it. So
Yes.
I'm going to bring it to you. We are going to get into a game that we play called Make It Rain. Before we do, what do you have going on? How can people support you? Where can they find you? What's tea? Are we getting a second season? Like, what? Give me the tea, girl.
Yes, I'm ready for the second season. I am ready. So much is going on, so much has changed. I've upgraded my business because on the show I'm middle class matchmaker and I'm now upper echelon matchmaker. So I really want to
Echelon.
showcase that. Rick Ross asked me to match him and offered me $1 million. So I really want to showcase that. It's just so much happening that
You
the
need
world,
to rematch him back with Tia. Get his ass back with Tia because
girl,
they the
not
same
Tia,
person.
not
Not
Tia.
Tia. Auntie and uncle belong together. They are two peas from the same pod. Okay, you put
Lord,
they lids match. I'm telling you.
Lord. I think they're both now. You see, this is what I mean by we're attracted to the P. We're attracted to the toxicity. You know, whatever put them together needs to keep them apart. And that's my opinion. I would not
No,
match
you're not.
them.
They don't. They really. I'm talking shit. They really don't seem. It's almost like a twin flame energy from
Yes,
them. Like
yes.
they just sizzle too
Too much. It's too much.
Together.
Yeah.
So when are we matching? Because I know you didn't turn down $1 million check.
No,
When are we getting to the matching of the Rick and the Ross?
check yet. That's what I want to do it on air. I want to match him on air. So I really do want ready for the second season, ready to come back. And not with Pretty V either. So back we were talking about large age gaps. So this is what I really think. When you have a man pushing 50 with somebody not 30,
speak on it.
I just feel like she's in it for what she can get out of it for the most part. You know, and one of the things that I offer him at Upper Echelon, my clients have their stuff together. So you can get somebody who's at par with you. So you're building a fortune. You got all these businesses that you can get you an attorney that can make sure your stuff is together, that make sure you have, you know, your T's crossing, your I's dotted. You know, that's somebody you want to bring to the table when you sign it on the document. She makes sure, no, make sure you put this in the contract. Make sure that they do that. You need somebody who can have your back, not somebody who just want a bag. Literally, buy me a purse.
Literally. And for me, I would love to see Rick Ross in my brain, right? Like I'm an Atlanta girl. He over there in that Holyfield mansion over there in Fayetteville. Okay. I want to see him with somebody, like you said, who understands that, almost like a Da Brat's wife, Judy, that type of person. We didn't know who Judy was. And so much so that she just did an interview where people are thinking that like she got her success from Da Brat. I came here with this, right? And then I want to see them do some sort of deal on how he rents out the Holyfield mansion. I mean,
it's a whole enterprise. Like he even has a zoo on the property, girl. He rents it and he gets money. So it's a tax write-off because it's a zoo. This man is brilliant. Rick Ross is the most brilliant.
The house was in Coming to America too.
Yes, he rented out some movies. Yes, he rents it out. Like, and so even when he has like his events on the yard with the car show, he gets to write that off too. The man is brilliant. He has like 27 different businesses, and people don't realize that he's more than just a rapper.
And that's what I want to see, and that's who I want to see him with, somebody who gets that.
I can deliver that, so I'm ready to show.
I need you to find him. I want, like, I see an interior design girl, somebody who might do interior design with a real estate license. You want to say somebody who understands the contracts, and then I want to put it together, and then I want HGTV to pick up the show. With Bravo, do you feel like your show gets left out of the conversation when we talk about Bravo-holics? We always talk about Below Deck. We talk about the VPRs, the Real Housewives, the Married to Medicine, so on and so forth. Love Match Atlanta isn't one of those shows that go in that category. Do you feel slighted? Do you feel like it belongs there? A, and then B, do you feel like the lack of Zaddy Andy influence on your show contributes to not being in the conversation with those other shows?
I think definitely so. So if you look at, we had a couple of our cast members who appeared on Watch What Happens Live, but they were at the bar. They weren't being seated. They weren't being interviewed. They were just behind the bar making drinks. So I don't think we got we didn't get the opportunity to be seen and to shine. I don't know that we're at par with the Housewives because we don't bring drama like that. After all, our show is about love. So I don't think we're that kind of show. I don't think we want to be. I don't think we want to be that kind of show. And also, a lot of the Housewives are filthy rich. I don't know that we're that. I don't know that we're those people. I think we're just. I mean, I don't know. That's what they give. They give. I don't know. I mean, we're just regular people that want to help people find love. So I don't know that we're we don't have mansions and all of that. So I don't know. That's a great question. I think there's a place for us though. I don't really think that there would be any other network that we would be best suited for than on Bravo. And I want y'all to see the rest. I want y'all to see how much work we put into helping people find love because it is God's work. And I'm ready to get back on and show y'all that. And I think we could just bring our A game and maybe I don't know, but people are still watching the show and people are still coming up to me and telling me how much they love it and how much they love me. And I know that people were really invested and I want to give that to them.
People were definitely invested. Even when I said, like, there were people that I told just off camera, oh, I've got this interview coming up. And I didn't even have to say Shay Primus from. That's the girl from Love. So it's definitely, there is a following there. And I feel like to your point, there is room to grow for your show because
Absolutely.
whether or not the average Bravo watcher wants to be honest about it, there is a huge audience inside of the Bravo audience that is ready for realness and relatability. And they're ready to see either somebody with a regular house like them or somebody who honestly has a big house. Inside of that Bravo space, we have so much of like that scamming and all of that. And some of it is very, very Atlanta, you know.
Yeah, very
But
Atlanta. That's for sure.
we're at this fork in the road, if you will, where people are craving
Realness.
complete authenticity, and I think that
Yeah.
this show can give that and provide
Right.
that. And just the fact that we see you guys working on the show, that was something that stood out to me. So while you guys are the cast member of the show is being built around you guys. We're actively seeing you work, which is
Yeah.
also something that we don't get in other shows. Sometimes we don't.
Exactly.
The work is them being on the show as opposed to the work
Exactly.
being done on the show. Miss Tammy Bowles wants to know, what about your love match? She said before we play Make It Rain, she said, let's
Yes.
get into your life, girl.
Oh, so this is what I want to show y'all. I am very much in a loving relationship. My man has a little boy the same age as my daughter Ava. They are besties. I really want to showcase this. I want y'all to see my love story as it unfolds. I definitely believe I'm with my divine partner, and this is exactly the kind of connection I want to help other people have.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love. I'm into all of it. Okay, so you guys need to be following Shay. Her
Yes.
socials will be linked to all of this, and make sure you go check it out. Make sure you support when season 2 comes out. We have
Yes.
a game here called Make It Rain.
Let's go.
Play on Stripped. It is a rapid fire question game. You answer the questions with as little words as possible, and the criteria is whatever you say the criteria is. First question is, how long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
An hour.
She said no, that's cemented. If there was a movie to be made about your life, who would you want to play you?
Oh, cute. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't even think. I can't think. I don't know.
I don't know. I try to keep them rapid fire for me too, and I don't know who I would want to play me. The most random compliment that I've ever gotten was, "Oh my god, you look like Eve."
That's interesting.
But like, okay, so maybe her.
Maybe her. So I was thinking initially, I was like, maybe Taraji could do it because Cookie kind of, I'm flashy like that, but I'm a hippie too. I'm a bougie hippie. That's what I am. I'm a bougie hippie. And so it would have to be somebody that can encompass both of those things.
Somebody who could grab that. Yes. Lights on, lights off.
During sex? Lights off.
That is your criteria.
I don't care. We can do it in hobby.
It is. Look, this is what I got. Okay.
This is what you're going to get. It's going to be fire. It's going to be the best you ever had. So you pick which one you want to do.
You want to see it or you don't. That's up to you. And then top or bottom?
I'm a top.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you know the song on Beyonce's new album, and she said she a tyrant. She ride it like a tyrant. That's me all day.
And I said Beyonce, no. I said Beyonce, man. After the watermelon, maybe, but I don't just every night. No, I'm not your tyrant. I'm not your cowgirl.
That's me though. I'm definitely that person. See, this is why I say sexual compatibility is important. It's important to know, what's your flavor, and make sure you're with somebody who is amenable to that, whatever that is.
My flavor is we could do it, we can get it done, baby. But again, tyrant every night. I got things to do tomorrow. Okay?
That's funny.
That is not what we gonna be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, thank you for being here through the technical difficulties. That was so ghetto, and I'm honestly, whoever took over for Steve Jobs, I'm gonna call them because I paid too much for this Apple equipment.
I have a question, Elle, before you wrap up.
Yes.
Somebody was asking about the ED and they wanted to know if they should put it on their bio. Can I get back to that question? Do you mind?
Yes, that's where we were. Okay, yes. Right.
I want to get back to that. I know you got to wrap, but ED, do we need to put it on the bio? Absolutely not. Don't, but I do think if that's important to you, like it's important to me, it is a question that you want to ask early on. You don't want to fall in love with a person and y'all be going on deep before you have sex and you realize he has ED. I'm the type of person that asks up front on with my man on the first date. I was like, do you have erectile dysfunction? Are you functional? Does everything work properly? Do you have to take medicine to get it up? Like I asked all those
Do
questions.
you have a subscription to Blue Chew? We need to
I
know.
need to know. And he was like, absolutely not. Yes, I'm functional. Like he answered the questions that I needed to hear. And then we were able to proceed. So if something is very important to you, I say get it. You want to make sure that this person meets that criteria. The last thing you want to do is fall for the person and they don't meet your criteria after you've already fallen for them. So if something is very important, go ahead and get it out the way.
That would be tragic. I just saw maybe about 20 minutes before we got on, and please tell me what you think about this. There is this new trend where people are doing virtual first dates.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is we can eliminate all of that. Oh, you were just looking for a meal. Oh, you were looking for, a sugar daddy, city girl type situation. We're going to sit here on this Zoom and we're going to have a conversation. We're going to get to know each other and decide whether or not we want a second date. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that came about with the pandemic. So people were dating on Zoom and stuff like that with the pandemic. And that also falls in line with these pre-dates that men like to do. They like to meet you for coffee or meet you for tea and decide if they want to go to the next level. So it's kind of all in the same vein of before I spend money on you, let me see if we have compatibility, if I like you. And then if so, we can move to the next level. So I feel like it's all in the same thing.
That always, again, out of the game for 10 years, but that always seemed like a good idea to me. Like, sure, let's meet up for coffee. Because if we are now at one thing that's going to embarrass me, and I will go to the bathroom and leave you, is now we go out to eat, we at a restaurant, and you don't know which forks to use. You got hireable table minutes. I'd rather know that at Starbucks.
Yeah. So me personally, I prefer a man that's not going to be penny pinching with me. So we can go out on a date. You can pay for the date. We're going to have a good time on the date, and and we gonna go from there. I mean, I just don't have time for all that. No, I'm really not. Although I wouldn't knock it. Let's not do Starbucks. Let's find a cute little tea house. Atlanta has so many little places you can go. Probably in every city. Let's put some more thought in it outside of a Starbucks. We can go to a cutesy little tea house place, and I can, get some tea or whatever if that's what you want to do. But I feel like we're gonna have a good time. I know how to date. I know how to communicate. You're gonna have a great time on a date with me, and you're gonna want to see me again. So go ahead and cough up that money, Joe. Just cough it up.
I'm the opposite. My facial expression is all happening right here. And for me, I like when I was dating, it's that kind of feeling of like being trapped on a bad date. So if like we go and from the beginning, maybe we don't hit it off 15, 20 minutes in, I know I'm not hanging out with you again. I feel stuck. So for me, a Starbucks is perfect because we only here until this grande caramel macchiato and then I can know, oh, I want more of you, or we can extend it. Or sure, let's have a longer date. Let's go someplace else. And then I know I'm a good time. The question is, am I finna have a good time?
Yeah. And so I think it's really that this really answers the question. It's about the person. You need to feel the person out and see what they will be most comfortable with. Now, I'm the type of person now, mind you, when I get in a relationship, if you want to go get some wings, I mean, I'm Atlanta. You want to go to Waffle House, you want to get some wings, you want to go to a food truck, I don't care. We can go to Cheesecake Factory. We can go, I mean, I don't care. We can do fine dining, or I'm not the type of person to put limits on where we're gonna go on our date. Whatever your budget allows, let's go. So for me, it's not a budgetary thing, but it's more so like I just want to have a good experience with you. So whatever that is, that's what's gonna be important to me.
Now, look at me saying we was gonna leave, and then I'm still asking questions.
Oh,
does budget matter to you personally in your dating? Right? Is finances? Do you look at it like I'm taking care of me and mine? I came to the table taking care of. As long as you're not an extra bill for me, I don't care how much you make. Or is there, you got to be this tall to ride this ride?
Yeah. And I think now my clients there's a different answer than what I'm going to give for me personally, because my clients are like, look, I make $1 million. You need to make at least 500,000. That's how my clients are. Very different from my perspective. I am more so, I take care of me and mine. I need you to take care of you and yours. And if I know you can take care of you and yours, we can come together and we're going to be good. I know we're going to be good because I know I'm good. So that's how
I'm already taking care of my half, right?
Yeah. So we're good. I don't have like a dollar amount that you need to make. You need to be, you need to be able to take care. I don't want to have to pay your bills. I don't want no calls about your lights and none of that. I don't want that.
Don't do none of that. Don't when I text you something, say, hey, you like, oh, I'm just feeling the type of way. Don't feel no ways about no
Yeah.
bills on
No,
my phone.
no, not at all. No, thank you.
I couldn't do it. Do you have people who feel? I know Candy at one point before she got with Todd, she was talking and she was like, it's Atlanta. I can go outside and find a millionaire. They come a dime a
Yes,
dozen. They
they
on
do.
every corner. The issue is, these were Candy's words, that with the millionaire, they are looking for a certain type of wife. They're looking for the almost barefoot and pregnant type situation. And I'm not giving that.
Yeah.
Do you run into that a lot in Atlanta where either you've got the people who are attracted to the ones who don't know the life because they're more malleable, or is it like you said, no, I make this, I'm looking for this, we don't have no wiggle room on it?
No, for me personally, you asking me personally or people I'd match?
Well, the people you match.
The people I match don't always have wiggle room. They're like, I'm here, you need to be here or close to here. That's usually what my clients want. I try to coach them out of that because what I think matters most is your inside, your character, because money can come and go, right? So you can have somebody who's here today and somebody who's here tomorrow. But if their character is tight, if who they are on the inside is solid, you got a good man regardless of how much you make, and you can help you get back there again, right? So that's what I think is most important is honesty, integrity, like your character. Are you gonna lie to me? Can I trust you? That's what's most important to me, no matter how much you have in your pocket.
It's given very much. What's that movie, Taraji P. Henson, where she was a lawyer and Michael Ealy was the cook at the
yes,
restaurant?
absolutely. I could totally do a situation like that. You know what? For me, because I'm a boss babe, I like a man who is supportive, a man who, no matter, like my man, I'm like last weekend I was scouting at 100 Black Men event, and he's like, look, make sure you get X number of numbers. I mean, he's like encouraging me. What you doing? How many men you talk to? You know, you got it. You got that other client in Chicago. You got to match. Like he is like on me and supporting me. Yes, I love that too. That's what I need. So I don't want a man who is competing with me. I don't want a man who's insecure with anything I have going on. I need a man who is definitely supportive of whatever. And that's what Candy was saying. She needed a man who was supportive. Todd is supportive of her. He understands what she's trying to do and they can partner together. That's more important than, a lot of these men just want you to be cute and be in the house. She's a boss. She's not gonna sit up there and be cute. She got money to make.
She got money to make. Tony's to be nominated for.
Yes.
I never understood Mama Joyce's thing of it, right? Because I'm looking at it as a mom. If I have my daughter meets this guy, and this man is willing to, not only is he interested and in love with my child, but he's also willing to leave his job.
Yes, leave it.
He left and he didn't go home and sit on her dollar. He turned around, he went and got another one. We got R&B Divas because of that. A lot of people don't realize that we wouldn't have had that show had he still been working on Real Housewives of Atlanta. They're making money. So I'm like, this man has shown you everything to prove that he is not with your daughter because she used to be part of Escape, and you still treating him like she found him at the Chevron on Buckhead. I'm confused.
I love Candy. She the homie. I love Candy so much.
We love Candy Keeper Bag.
But I will say she should put her mom in her place. That's for you to set your mama right. You got to set your mama straight. Mama, this is my relationship. This is my marriage. And I need you to support me. And I need you not to say anything negative about my husband, period. You got to set that clear boundary. Your mama cannot be talking negative about your husband.
You can't. And I never understood. Like, I always respected Candy's respect for her mother. That's my mom. It's been her and I for a very long time. But that respect blurred over into that toxic lane, because while you're respecting her boundaries, I'm never going to talk to my mother like that. I'm never going to do that to my mother. She ain't respecting none of yours.
I get it. And that's why I would have said, no, push back a little bit, Candy. You got to push back a little bit because you got to set boundaries. Now, I tell my mom, no, that's off limits. That topic is off limits. No, you don't get to come over here and talk about that. You don't get to ask me that question.
Absolutely.
You got to be able to set boundaries. That's healthy to set clear boundaries.
It's so healthy. Jackie Ina said hers this week. She said, don't call me auntie. Okay.
And I agree with her. I don't give auntie vibes. I give cool big sister vibes. I tell people all the time, like, I'm a cool big sister. And I agree with her. Like, you don't have to be auntie. You don't have to.
I don't mind. When the first time I got auntie, I was like, oh bitch, I'm doing it now. They'll never be able to stop me. But for me, when somebody says auntie, I'm thinking of my cool auntie, the one that I grew up, wanting to wear lip liner and the bangles and all of that like her. But I also said there is a difference between an auntie and an auntie. Okay. Yo Auntie Monique is going to go, and she's the one that, well, I'm 50. I can say whatever I want. I just got to tell you. You ain't got to tell me shit. You could really just shut up. You were trampling my boundaries, and you were doing so because you feel like you can because you're older. To me, that's an auntie.
Yeah.
Auntie, she the one that's with it. She the one who going to know you snuck out for the party, come pick you up, bring you back home and say, hey, don't do that shit again. Like, you know what I mean? We're gonna wrap it up. And that's me. The auntie is the safe haven for the little kids. You can come over here, you know your kids is gonna be safe, it ain't gonna be no issues. And keep all that hollering down though, because we don't want to hear all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like as we approach, with the younger generation coming, I think you get to say, like I tell them, like the girl who does my makeup, don't call me Miss Shay, I'm just Shay. Like I get to decide how I need to be addressed. I don't want to be, I'm not auntie, I'm your cool big sister. Like I get to decide that. Some people want to step into auntie territory, some people don't. I don't want to.
That's it. Listen. I'm gonna still be outside throwing it in a circle. I'm at the little day party, so we drinking the mimosas and just squirt the orange juice on top. But if when you see me out and you auntie out, I'm not offended. But that's me. And like you said, we get to set those boundaries. And I think people just over the fact, like, I want to call you what I want to call you. And to me, they didn't hear her saying, I've been the big sister. I've been the person responsible for it all. I've been the protector, the person who doesn't get to live young, wild, and free. I've helped my little sisters and my little cousins clean up their mess. I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah. And that's her prerogative. And also, I think it's important for her as she steps into this space to celebrate. But again, I think we get to choose, we get to name ourselves. Ava DuVernay said the same thing. She said, I'm not auntie. And she gets to choose that. It's not an age thing. It's a state of mind where you want to be. I think that we get to choose.
We get to choose, we get to decide, and we get to what the Carrie Bradshaw said, we get to make our own rules. Sex and the City too. You and me, just us two. We get to set the rules to this relationship, to what we want out of it, to this life. Tracy Ellis Ross. I am 50 and single, and I'm not lonely.
She's not.
And I'm also not your auntie. Like
and she don't give auntie vibes either. And it's not, so that's why I said it's not an age thing. She gives cool as hell big sister. That's what she gives all day. So yes, you get to decide whether you want
to. I'm somebody auntie. I'm going outside, but I'm gonna make sure that man got a hot meal before I leave. I'm real, like, I'm young, but I'm real Southern country. No, the home is gonna be taken care of. Now, when you see me outside with them knees like Megan, mind your business.
Mind your business.
Know that home is taken care of.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
Strippers, again, thank you for being here through the technical difficulties of it all. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for being part of the conversation. If you find time to have the luxury for a matchmaker, or you know somebody who does, please reach out to the girl Shay. If you are just supporting in love and likes, listen, that is currency too. We appreciate it. So make sure you go give her a follow, share a story, do all of the things. We'll be back next week. I genuinely don't know who the guest is. I have to look at the calendar, but we'll be here next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And in the meantime, remember, it costs $0.99 to be a good person. So get out there and do that shit. And if you can't, just keep it to yourself.